Salutations with the barrel rolling, and what is it, Yuri? Oh, that's right, Hammerhead. I completely forgot about the horribleness that is daily life in New York City
Oh, that's right.
now.
I forgot about the plot.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a couple weeks. Anyway.
Okay, what do you need from me?
Protect the transport.
Okay, so...
How is everybody?
Okay.
Doing okay. Oh, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to... it looks like we're going to be having a... I think this is going to be our new patrol mission, is we're about to have something happen where we're going to... we have to disguise... We have to keep... It's like Witness Protection Program, otherwise people get killed. Which is why we need to do our best bet to... Oh, hang on.
What the?
Oh, cool. Okay, it's one of the witnesses being moved.
Oh.
I just need to find one and, okay, I guess I just need to move them. But, in order to make this a perfect protection program, I need to be in disguise.
Perfect.
The amazing bombastic bagman!
Nobody will ever know it's me.
No one will suspect a thing.
Yeah, okay, I guess someone has to say, oh, that's right, but before we do that bit, I'm gonna do some more of this stuff. So, oh my gosh, Miles, not now.
Oh, hi, Miles.
Dang it,
It's not
Miles, I'm
Peter,
going
it's-
incognito right now.
Miles, it's not Peter, it's Tim. We've talked about this now when I'm Bagman.
Also, I think it was brought up before, but all that's missing on this thing is the kick me sign on his back.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know why they took that off. That was funny. Like, I think even the PS1 Spider-Man game had that. I think.
That would have been great. And Jordy, you know about what the Bagman is from, right?
And also, it's raining. It's gonna get the bag all soggy.
Yeah,
mean-
we should get a plastic bag.
I mean, judging by the outfit, it looks like Fantastic Four, but
just to
other
give
than
you-
that, I'm oblivious to it.
So to give you context, Jordan, this was right around the time when Spidey first had the symbiote suit, and when he first got rid of it, he went to the Fantastic Four and had Reed help experiment on the suit, help him get rid of it and figure out what it is. However, the problem is that now without his suit, he doesn't have a way to
Spidey,
get
I can
home
really
outside.
relate to that right now. I really can. Anyway, you're saying I'm...
So anyway, after he gets rid of the symbiote suit, he doesn't have any suit for his long web swing back home, so Johnny gave him a spare Fantastic Four uniform to use, as well as a paper bag to make sure his identity is still concealed while he's swinging on his way home.
That's funny.
So it really was just for that one little moment of just getting home. I don't think he ever wore this during crime fighting.
No,
but
the most it ever appears is in video games.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I assume, like, how many panels was he even drawn in the suit?
I feel like
had to
maybe
be
one
less
or
than
two.
like 5. Yeah, I would say at least less than 5. And oh geez, and yes, and as
It
we,
was
and a-
literally a one-panel gag, yet it left such a great impact on the community.
Well,
and
it's
as
really
James,
funny.
and as James and Hype were talking about, and as James and Hype were talking about, Johnny being the old lovable scamp that he is, put a kick me sign on the back.
Oh, why'd you gotta go and do that, Johnny?
'Cause
You're an
Johnny-
asshole.
Yeah, that's
He's
why.
Johnny.
You answered your own question.
Because he's Johnny.
Hey, look at it this way. It'd have to take a lot of freaking speed and finesse in order to literally kick that Spidey booty.
Yeah.
I just imagine like all of, and I love the idea of like him thinking that would work when Spider-Man's like was in like his 20s as of like that.
You know what?
comic or
I think
whatever.
I just had this idea of like, say Spidey was wearing this on his way home after getting rid of the symbiote. On his way home, there happened to be a crime in progress. So him being a good Samaritan went to stop the crime. And he's like, no good. It's like no problem, citizen. Just an average task and just another everyday task and for your friendly neighborhood. Hey, who kicked me?
I just love the idea. I love the idea of two things. One, it being like Green Goblin who kicks him just because, not to cause any crimes, just Green Goblin saw an opportunity and that was the best chance he was ever going to get.
My
to do
revenge
it.
is finally complete.
Or number two, Human Torch just flies up and kicks him just because.
And meanwhile, it's like he had Ben fly him all the way in the Fantastic Car, sneaks up behind him, kicks him, gets back into the
Flies
Fantastic
away.
Car, and Ben's like, you could have just flown all the way over here. You didn't have to have me drive you over here.
Yeah, but I've always wanted to do a drive-by kick me. You know that. It's one of the few things I ask for in life for saving the world every week. But it's this one time. Anyway. Jeez. And as you can see, once again, as I already said before, this is gonna be the part where they start throwing in one too many. Oh, that poor dude. This is where they start throwing in one too many enemies that I don't even think I can actually What? They have such great reflexes. They leave arc stuff all over the floor. Not gonna come out of the carpet.
Actually, if I can just go off topic real quick, since this does seem like just a regular fight. All this Fantastic Four discussion actually seems a bit funny on my end, because at the time of us recording this, I'm actually finishing up the Fantastic Four DLC campaign for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, that's the mission you were playing earlier.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty much right at the end. I'm right at the last boss fight against Doom, or actually... Okay, so to give you context, this campaign takes place after the events of Ultimate Alliance 3, after they spread the Infinity Stones so no one can find them. Doom ends up finding the Soul Stone, and what happens is that he initially wanted the Soul Stone so he could revive a Celestial, which is this giant armored deity, which is, incredibly powerful. But when that failed, he decided to use the stone himself and become, as the game named him, as the game has dubbed him, God Emperor Doom.
Is that an actual thing from the comics?
I feel like it's something made for the game, but I would not be surprised if it's something that he's done before, because Doom definitely is one of those... Doom is an instance where he's kind of overpowered, but he kind of deserves it, if that makes sense. Or not deserves, earns it.
Well, he definitely applies himself a lot, and wasn't it something where now was it actually something where it was the oh geez, that guy just straight up got shot. Is this something where it's kind of like those? It was the same gamma rays, or not gamma rays, or
Cosmic rays.
Cosmic rays, and they affected his mind or whatever.
It's really weird.
I'm going off of the movie at this point.
Well, his origin in the comic isn't exactly like in the movie, at least as far as my recollection. I know there's some adaptations that like having him in the same incident as the Fantastic Four, but as far as just him himself goes, it's mainly just a matter of he's just this genius ruler of a country and spent his entire life mastering both technology and wizardry.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I knocked that thing down earlier.
Yep.
Probably was.
And the thing is that
he
is incredibly overpowered, but he has such bravado and confidence to a point where he is more than he can talk big and definitely back it up.
Absolutely not.
Hey, he's pretty much what Eggman always tried to be.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. It's also kind of funny because it's he's super strong and actually has a lot of reasons why he could be a final villain in most games.
He has multiple clones of himself, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, those are Doombots. They're robots made in his image.
Well, same thing.
But it's oh jeez. He's super strong, but at the same time he carries himself with such ridiculous ego, all the stuff that all of the people in his country have to do, oh, it's Doom Day, everybody now has to do this because it's Doom Day.
Of course,
he's so full of himself, but he
has an ego. He has an ego the size of ego, but he earned that ego. Damn it.
Yeah, so I guess that's what makes him a fun villain, is that he is just like Eggman or Bowser to an extent. He's that, but to Marvel.
He's literally the Eggman of the multiple Marvel universes.
And this is why probably him over everybody else, Matt does not want the MCU to kill him.
Well, I don't think Doom is kind of one of those people where it'd be kind of, regardless if you're a comic fan or not, it'd be kind of a crime to kill him off.
The first Fantastic Four movie killed him.
Annoying.
They surrounded him with a giant portal thing. He slammed him into the ground.
And he got out of it in the sequel.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, I really miss the old Fantastic Four movies.
How did you get out of that, Dr. Doom? I just left. That doesn't make any sense. I just left.
I'm Doom.
He's Victor Von Doom. You can't question his logic.
I'm Victor Goddamn Von Doom.
It's I am Victor Von Doom. Logic does not apply to me.
I mean, he
and
really
yet,
would say
you're
that.
a science man.
He really would do that.
Logic does not apply to me, because I am logic.
He really would do that. He would literally find some way to redefine the laws of nature to define himself as logic in the
we're
dictionary.
talking about the same person in I don't know if this is considered canon anymore, but there's a point in the comics where this one powerful being, I forget his name, sent him all the way back to the dawn of time, and presumably eaten by the, dinosaurs that live there. He was able to survive that, and survive the many years up to present day, fueled by just spite.
Oh, so he's literally...
Really?
Wow, he literally took a page from Clockwork, or Clockwork took a page from him.
That's ridiculous and amazing and wow. Also, actually, now while we're on this topic, because I don't mind, I like talking about this stuff, since, again, as you see here, I'm mostly going to be doing a couple more side quest stuff before we get back to the real plot. I was watching this video that was, like, analyzing the entire, like, the entire quadrilogy of, quadrology, whatever, of Sly Cooper. And... So the things that he was talking about was that, like, he thought Sly 1 was okay. He did like the idea of, like, here's a game where it's actually built around trying to avoid combat if you can, with, like, stealth and stuff.
Yeah.
Or
even though by nature it's a typical 3D platformer.
Yeah. Wait, come on! I want to get one of these guys. Oh, here it goes. At this moment. Nice. I hate freaking photobombs, and I hate hearing the word after hearing her talk about the photobombs. I hope MCU never makes her canon, unlike the Sony. Yes. Sly Cooper one he enjoyed. He just thought some of the minigames and vehicle sections were not the best. That was he pretty much was where we were. He pretty much agreed with us where, like, the vehicle sections are kind of the lamest part. They just don't control as well.
Yeah.
Either that, or they were just a little obnoxious at certain points. I still look back on the freaking chicken whacking mini game.
Yeah, where with the bomb toting roosters.
Oh yeah, screw that.
Yeah, that was crazy. He thought that the dynamic between Sly and the gang was okay, but Murray and Sly 1 just seemed to be the loud idiot.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was humble beginnings. I'll cut him some slack.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of see it in a similar vein to, like, Crash 1 or Sonic 1, where I can allow it to get away with a lot just because it's the first in the series.
Not to mention, they did still have a bit of a... They did definitely have some sort of foundation to work off of for later games.
Right. Oh, can I? Let's get over there and reposition. And then Sly 2, pretty much he said was, like, really great sequel. Added so much and changed a whole lot in order to make everything work. He liked all the new banter and dialogue, and he genuinely liked the development that Murray got in trying to, like, play up more him wanting to become stronger and stuff. And JJ.
Hey JJ.
Oh, hi JJ.
Yeah, I was about to say, I do agree. I do love the fact that they pretty much did a complete 180 with Murray's personality going from 1 to 2.
Right down to literally pitch shifting his voice.
Which I'll also agree with the reviewer when he was... Oh, hang on. We can't do that.
Not necessarily in that order.
Right?
Then a psychopathic crime boss wouldn't be wrecking New York in some misguided pursuit of that same goal. Look, Hammerhead's impulse to take us back to a simpler time before any of us...
A simpler time, he says.
...isn't wrong,
but he at least has a good enough, like, moral code to be like, yeah, no, don't do it this way.
Yeah.
Like this infernal sodium-free beverage I'm being forced by the medical establishment to drink for my health. Give soda a bad name.
Mineral water.
Meanwhile, where's our city's so-called savior, Spider-Man and all?
Oh, I have no clue.
I'm telling you, Spider-Man stole all the soda in New York City.
No matter what sort of tangent he'll bring up, no matter if it's actually nothing but hot air or something that's actually legible, he'll always turn it around to blaming it on Spider-Man.
I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just the bag man. I don't see no Spider-Man nowhere.
Just going back a bit. Spider-Man's got all the soda. I only took the grape-flavored ones, I swear!
Grape is my favorite flavor, you menace.
I only took the diet beverage, and don't you say anything else but. Anyway.
And whoever says that strawberry jam is the best of them all, send them to my office personally.
Betty, cancel by 3 o'clock. I'm afraid this meeting's about to get deadly.
I really feel like he probably would do something like that. Like, sir, it's like, I asked for grape jelly with my toast. But sir, we only had strawberry jam left. Get out of my office.
That does kind of sound like something that J.K. Simmons would do with some of his employees in the Raimi trilogy.
Oh my god, yes.
There were some tense moments. But yeah, what was it? Psycho. So he talked about the plot. He thought it was cool. He did not like the idea of having Needless suddenly jump in like, oh, I'm the bad guy the whole time.
Yeah,
especially after building up the claw game.
It's weird. I mean, they sort of. It's a weird thing because I think I brought it up during that commentary. Like they did sort of already give some build up to the fact that she was more or less a recurring threat.
Right.
Well, her being a recurring threat is one thing, but I agree with him that it felt a bit lazy to have her like suddenly be the final boss. Even though I did find the line to be it's like, I betrayed Interpol, I betrayed Sly. What makes you think I wouldn't betray you?
Trust me, it's less painful this
Which
way.
makes sense. It kind of makes it seem like Arpeggio is kind of a dummy for hiring her in the first place. Also, but at the end of the day, at least we can all agree, Clockla is a stupid name.
Of course.
It is.
Yes, it
really
is.
That was a really dumb name.
It's like they came up with that name like right before the game had to ship.
Yeah. So there was that. Other than that, we thought it was okay. Sly 3. Once again, he thought the Sly 3 banter was some of the best, with all the wacky, like all the snarkiness going around.
I still think
and
3
stuff.
probably has some of the best dialogue in the series.
Absolutely. He did not care for the new voice. He does stand in the same. He stands in the same field as me on two things. One, actually, I guess it's actually shared by both. He thinks that
Jeez.
Okay, yeah, this is the part where they're starting to put way too many people at once. Okay, we get it. You love the freaking Gatling gun people. Stop with the Gatling gun people.
Okay, your point. The two things you both agree on.
That Murray and Carmelita sounded their best in Sly 2.
I thought Murray sounded fine in 3.
It sounded high pitched and a lot more raspier and.
Well, it's pretty much the same. It's the same voice actor throughout all 3, and it's a voice that's not that similar to. Honestly, the pitch kind of goes back to 1, but I still kind of like that same bravado he kept from 2.
Yeah, and I'd say he sort of reached his peak with the 4th game, even if that game's plot is kind of stupid.
Yeah. So other than that, with Sly 3, he thought that Dr. M could have used a lot more build up.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely. Like the dude needed more presence than he was given.
Right. Yeah. It's just the beginning and the very end. Like there should have been stuff elsewhere. Sorry for boring you with this, by the way, Jordy. I didn't know what your experience with Sly Cooper stuff has been.
Remember when Jordy was
not a whole lot.
I was about to say, remember when Jordy was going to be a prime member for our Sly commentary?
I was, yes, and I couldn't, join, and I felt bad. But I at least got myself caught up with the first series. And did we watch the second one with Pi?
I don't know how far we got into it.
Well,
we at least watched half of it, if I remember correctly.
Well, I am hoping that Icky would be able to have maybe some time, but if not, we could always have you there for Sly 4.
I wouldn't mind, honestly.
But MJ's now is not the time. I'm doing some bag work here.
I literally have a sniper rifle right to my bag head.
I make excuses. Oh, so you nag at me when I make excuses, but when you make excuses, it's perfectly fine.
Now's not the time.
I would love I guess if I have I think I've already said this, but one thing I wish I could change about this game's combat is whenever I do finishers, some of these finishers, if you're looking at them, it looks like I clearly should be hitting other people with the finisher while I'm doing it, like with the physics, but you can. I wish there was more like crowd control. But anyway, what was I saying? So then when he got to Sly 4, because he also agreed with us in that Sly 3 honestly would have been a pretty solid conclusion to everything. Could have ended right there. We all would have gone home happy. So then, and by the way, he was judging a lot of his he was judging a lot of his experiences with gameplay on the PS3 port.
Ooh.
He acknowledged that any problems with the PS3 port were, because of the PS3 port. But
granted, the gameplay wasn't compromised that much. It's mostly just technical shit that just happened.
Yeah, I was about to say, aside from a few bugs here and there, I don't recall it being playing too differently from the originals.
It's just it was mainly in cutscenes and stuff because the cutscenes were never meant to be seen outside of 4.3, and so you get to see You get to see the letterbox filters cut off, so the sides of the screen never fully fade in as
You
well
think
as they
Sanzaro
should.
would have taken better care of that?
Which brought him to his next point of kind of acting cynical about it. He was amazed that after Sanzaru kind of flubbed up some pretty critical parts of the games, that Sony would have said, "Yeah, I think you've earned the right to now be the spearheading developers of this franchise." Which to him sounds more like nobody else wanted to.
I mean, I'm not gonna get on their cases too hard because I do think they did put in a solid effort, and I wouldn't mind giving them a second chance at redemption. But I do know the fans are kind of pissy about the idea.
So, not to mention, Sanzaro also is now owned by Oculus Rift and Facebook.
Oh,
so they can't. They technically couldn't work on a new Sly Cooper game if they wanted to right now.
Oh well.
Yeah. Other than that, last thing he said was looking at Sly 4, he thought the plot was interesting. He liked the idea of meeting your ancestors.
I mean, the whole core, the core basics of it are fairly interesting. It's just that some of the logic applied to that game. Well, let's also remember we're dealing with a time travel plot, and those tend to go very well.
Well, yeah, the fact that you can knock out and kill people in the past and have absolutely zero ramifications. But other than that, he thought that the ending cliffhanger was, of course, darn. The fact that they were never able to make even the DLC that could have finished it, darn.
Yeah.
He thought it was truly stupid when Penelope.
Yeah,
the game's probably 10 years old.
Okay, fine. She becomes the bad guy.
And it sucks, and it makes
not
absolutely
the bad guy, but a bad guy, and
it makes absolutely zero sense.
It was
given
a complete ass pull.
So yeah, other than that, that's about it. We're still looking forward to it because I do want to see. I am looking forward to it. I want to give it a shot. I want to see how everything evolved, and just to say that we did it, especially if out of nowhere with all of these new Crash Bandicoot and Spyro stuff, we get another Ratchet and Clank reboot or another Sly Cooper, something.
Considering that Sony's more or less dropped most of that, aside from giving out their full support for Crash Bandicoot by being the first ones to actually have the exclusive stuff.
But
Which I don't mind because I think Crash does kind of deserve it.
Right, but yeah, that's not the thing. Everybody was so quick to swear off the cool, the funny, wacky, toony, mascot platformer stuff. Everyone was so quick to swear that off of. Okay, this is a trend. It's never going to come back. I'm hoping that people can look at Medieval, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro and see, no, there's always been an audience for that. You just gave up on the audience.
For Crash and Spyro, definitely. Medieval, I think you'd probably have to dig a bit deep to find.
You have to dig a little bit deeper into that grave. But on that note, folks, see you all for the next part of Spidey.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.